And here we are on Atlanta Spaceship, and down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have our red Zerg player from TSL. He's up 3-2, trying to make it 4-2. It's HyuN, and his opponent at the 12 o'clock position. Formerly, I can't every time I want to say.
You're going to do it forever, man.
Formerly of Slayers, it is our yellow Protoss player, Brown.
You remember when Genius left Nex and went to, what was it? Did he go to MVP right afterwards? And
yeah.
I think Artosis and Tasteless kept calling him Next Genius forever, and I just couldn't do it. The same way, like, can you imagine saying MMA without the Slayer? Like, Slayers MMA just goes so well. Yeah. Now we might have EG or Axiom MMA. It's going to be interesting. I
like how the Prime team's been moving lately, too. I don't know if you heard today, Pung Pung actually left Prime.
Yes,
so.
I heard that, yeah.
But Bit by Bit's playing again, so yeah. Of course, that's old news, but you know, Pung Pung, great player, don't get me wrong, but Bit by Bit is back. I couldn't be happier.
I have not seen a game. I want to see it, man. All right.
Well, HyuN more than likely will once again, especially because this probe's here, go for a pool first, and looks like he is doing just that.
Yep. We'll see if Brown decides to pylon block again. He's had some success doing that. You know, he's just thrown HyuN off his game a little bit, just got the ever so slight advantage. And that stalker harass that he did the last game was really what put him up during that match. You know, HyuN never really was able to get the drones he needed. His drones were a little late. His expansions were a little late. He was distracted. He was just kind of out of sync. And because of that, Brown got a real leg up in that mid game.
Well, HyuN now. Excuse me.
There it is.
There you have it. Pylon is coming up, and he's already got a couple of probes sitting here. Wondering why that's the case. Okay, one probe heading back home.
Yeah, I think you realize you didn't need 2 probes to make buildings. Protoss actually only need 1.
Could have had a few extra resources right there, but no biggie. All right, 4 links coming out. We'll see if HyuN decides to make 6 again.
Oh, wow, he pylon blocked both.
Double pylon block. Now I am actually having flashbacks of the Targa versus Hero match. And hopefully these, well, this is a very, 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 very large map. And it takes a long time for slow links to run across. So we'll see if HyuN decides to duck across. No, he's going to clear the pylon.
No, he's going to stay. So, wow, this has paid off. This is really good for Brown because his expansion is already being built. He actually did cancel the pylon there, but his next is almost done before, like when HyuN started his, and that wall is going to be done before the Lings even get close. So he's perfectly safe. That is, I really like that Brown did that.
And I mean, yeah, HyuN was a little bit thrown off too. Just even after he cleaned up the pylons, wasn't quick enough to react and wasted another 5 or 10 seconds before he put up a hatchery. So now he put up his natural, or I should say, his second hatchery at the 3-minute 45, 3-minute 50-second mark, and that's about 5 seconds before you normally see a third base.
Yeah. So very, very delayed, and he's not going to be able to get in at all. So Brown very safe. Now, how will he follow it up? He has 2 gas now. You've seen the late robo that usually indicates that he's going to expand. However, we've also seen, you know, with fast +1 and without fast +1, that he'll go into that heavy, heavy gateway pressure. Yeah. Even when there is a late robo. So we'll see what he's going to do with this.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't really know at this point. I mean, we can obviously make educated guesses. He's got +1 weapons coming up. He's only bypassed that 1 game. But because of the way everything's shaken out and the way his timings were a bit off because of the multiple pylons being put down and such, +1, it's normally started about 20 seconds before the cybernetics core finishes. Yeah. This was started basically as the cybernetics core was started, so it's going to give him a lot quicker +1.
Yeah, and he could really go aggressive with that if he wants to, you know, very similar to how he did last game with that 1 Zealot and 2 Stalker push that he did earlier. Yeah. And that did a lot of damage. The Zealot went down pretty quickly before without doing a lot of damage to the Zerglings, but with +1, it only takes 2 hits to kill the Zerglings as opposed to the 3 that it normally takes. And he's actually ahead in workers right now. It's not going to stay that way for very long. No. But the fact that he's ahead in workers 6 minutes and 20 seconds into the game is pretty significant.
HyuN did switch things up just a little bit, but little differences can amplify themselves over the course of a game. He decided to put up his extractors about 3 or 4 supply earlier than he normally does. We saw one game where he extended it and tried to go later. That's not the case here, but you know, that could play into it. A little bit quicker tech, a little bit quicker to roaches. Maybe he's feeling unsafe. Maybe he wants to try and hit a little bit quicker. I'm not sure. But we'll find out as the game goes along.
Yeah, and Brown actually, this time he opted for the early robo and 4 gas pretty quickly. That doesn't really give away what he's going to do, but it is a little bit different. You know, he's gone both ways with this. We'll have to see exactly what he wants to do. He did go Stalker first, I believe, again. Is that a Stalker coming back to the base?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so he went Stalker first again, which is usually meant that he's going to push, and there it is, a quick Immortal coming out of the Robo.
Okay, well, we'll see if he decides to do that 3 Immortal push. It's a little bit harder to execute here because you have so much more space across the map. So it takes a while for your Warp Prism to catch up. It takes a while for your Immortals to move across the map. And it gives a bit more time for, Zerg players to prepare. And HyuN does have his layer tech. He has his Roach Warren on the way. He's got his Macro Hatch coming up. So he will have the production to hold off a quick attack. It's going to require great positioning out of Brown like he found on the map Ohana.
Yeah, and still no 5th, 6th, or 7th gateway. I'm waiting for it. That's usually the tell that there they are. So yes, this is going to be that 3 Immortal push. And last gateway. Now, HyuN, last time there was a push, he didn't have Infestors in time, and that 4th and super fast 4th and 5th base got taken out really, really quickly. This time, no 4th or 5th base. He just has a macro base, or macro hatch in base. He has lair already. He has Ling speed almost done. He'll probably have Roach speed before the engagement. A little bit more in HyuN's favor this time around than it was last game.
Yeah.
All the same, though, he has 1 weapons upgrade, and he's getting armor upgrade.
When HyuN wants to tech, though, he usually goes up more bases than this. The Infestation Pit's coming up, but he's not as aggressive as moving into it right now as when he has the 4 base and when he has the 8th gas and such.
Yeah, so there are a lot of speedlings out on the map. The Infestation Pit's going up, but it's not going to be done, I don't think, before the first engagement. That's 9 sentries, 3 Immortals, and now he's getting that Zealot backbone that he needs to tear through the Lings, as those Lings do not have armor upgrades.
Now, this could be a little bit rough if HyuN decides to move into this, because it is longer for him to reinforce this as well. But he is setting up for a really nice flank here to try and drive this engagement.
Yeah, I really think if Brown wants... I'm not sure if he wants to attack, or he looks like he wants to expand from moving over this direction, which I think is a little odd.
Well, he's delaying, and that's what HyuN wants right now, is he just wants to delay, because it's about 60 seconds until he'll have Infestors if he wants to, and he's got enough resources saved up for him.
Oh, I see. Brown's just going right into the 3rd. That's so he swung around. Now HyuN is out of position as he's going over to the 3rd. He'll be able to force field this army well. He needs to not get distracted by these Lings, though, and just go, because he does not want to run in there and have Infestors bear down on him.
Okay, so let's see here as Brown's making his way out, and he may get surrounded, and Infestors are on the way. Man, they're going to finish up here in just 20 seconds. I really feel like Brown wasted a little bit too much time here, but we'll find out. I mean, HyuN's making his way around from the back. He's got units up at the front. He's got 24 more Lings and 6 Infestors just about to pop out. A nice job to surround the surround the Immortals and the Sentries in the middle. But the Infestors did pop up. They dropped Fungal Growths on everything. You see how low those units are getting.
Yeah, it's just a few seconds late, and that it is a StarCraft-like game of seconds as the Infestors pop out, fungal everything. And even though HyuN is going to take some damage off, he is going to be able to hold this off.
And they actually picked off the Warp Prism before the next set of units could actually make its way in. And a lot of units died, yes, but because he stopped on 45 probes, because he stopped on that, he's got 3 sentries out,
and
4
that's
sentries.
The difference in the battle. 3 Infestors, 8 Lings, and a Roach. Like, that's how close that was. Just a matter of seconds. Brown, HyuN stalled just enough, made Brown play just as cautious enough for the Infestors to come out, and that ended his push. And now Brown is way, way behind HyuN.
Okay, so HyuN can continue to make, well, pretty much whatever he wants now. He's going to go back to droning up, obviously. There is going to be, it looks like, a follow-up attack from Brown. He has his robotics facility, and he's going for that follow-up. We actually saw these follow-up sentries try to drop in, I think it was game number 1, but HyuN...
Ooh, did he? I don't know if he saw it. He's going to see it now, though.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, yeah, and now they're just following. This would actually be... Oh, he's going to have to be careful.
Yeah.
Not enough to fungal on that one.
No, but he's certainly going to be very aware that this little sentry drop is going to be hitting.
Yeah, he's heading back to the base now. I really don't think that's going to do much damage. However, Brown has to try something. He knows he's pretty far behind now. First Colossus starting at the same time that Aspire is being put down for HyuN. No 3rd base on the way for Brown.
He needs one soon.
Yeah, he's going to need one no matter what to get back into this game. Even if he tries to do some kind of a 2-base follow-up push. He doesn't have a Twilight Council for +2 either, I believe.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
not looking great. He's going to have to do some aggressive teching and expanding in order to get back into this because he doesn't have the army to push through into HyuN's base right now.
Okay, well, Brown, he is trying. That probe was just caught up there for a while. But look at this. Look at the stage of the forces that are being staged here for HyuN down at the bottom of the map. He's going up to gas number 7, 8, and 9. Importantly, this map does, of course, have that rich Vespian geyser.
And he is putting, does he have 4? Oh, yes,
just 3. He'll need 1 more for max saturation.
Yeah. I think Brown might be able to hold this base with good positioning, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We'll see.
Well, he's banking resources right now for corruptors, and HyuN is about to shoot up about 10 corruptors.
Yeah, so as soon as the Spire finishes, we should see the 10 corruptors pop up, and then we'll see a Hive Tech shortly thereafter. 11 corruptors, so yeah.
Yep.
And only 1 Colossus. That's overkill if there ever was such a thing. Oop, this could do a little bit of damage. He's going to maybe get the Queen?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the very least, this is a relatively minimal investment that is delaying his opponent. Now, if he starts losing some units off of this and the Warp Prism, then it's going to get a lot more difficult. Oh, no, and he delays too long with the Warp Prism, and then it just turned from, hey, it's going to delay and maybe do a little damage to, wait a second, I just lost a lot of stuff.
Because Zealots do trade pretty well with Lings. That would have been okay if he had done that, but he lost the Warp Prism. That's not really good trade.
Hive Tech is coming up for HyuN. He continues to add Lings. He's on 73 workers, so still a bit of an advantage over his opponent. Brown needs to start shifting over some probes, and he needs to hold this with everything he's got.
Yeah, if he loses this base, he's going to be in dire straits. And I mean, he's already pretty far behind. You know, he's obviously, you see the food counts. He's 75 food behind. If he holds this 3rd base for a while, he can come back, but that's a lot of corruptors he's going to have to focus down. He's going to need some more tech. He's going to need better upgrades. He's getting +2 finally, but very, very scary situation for Brown.
And the Lings are just going to bull rush their way through. This is kind of HyuN's style, just throw things at it like a blunt object. And he does kill both of the Colossi. He's immediately surrounded everything with infested Terrans and a couple of fungal growths. There's GG. HyuN is just 1 game away from winning yet another Fight Club.
That was just token HyuN, like everything there, you know.